Welcome to MiSpot, where we balance, heal, and activate who we truly are. You can call me High Key, Kiki. And tonight we are celebrating the full moon in Scorpio. I hope that energy feels good to you. Like, seriously, because it feels good to me. Um, Scorpio is in a great placement in my chart, just kind of, I'm sorry, how can I put this? Scorpio rules a house for me, but I also have um, a pretty significant placement in the sign of Scorpio that just kind of gives me this fierce independence. One of the things I think that it helps me to do is embrace change, which is not good, or not good, not easy. It's not easy to embrace change. However, that's what Scorpio represents for us. Scorpio is a sign of transformation, death, and rebirth, and a place for us to be able to connect with change or embrace change, allowing us to recognize that endings create new beginnings. And yeah, so tonight we're going to kind of be in the zone together. I had a great week. My sunshine is actually at prom right now, and I'm really excited. So that's what I've been spending my time focusing on over the past couple days, just making sure we got the final touches for that. Of course, everything was great, so I'll be looking forward to hearing from him soon. So congratulations to all the seniors out there. Happy Taurus season. Happy birthday to all the Taurus. If you're a Scorpio, let me know if this energy is resonating for you as well under this full moon in your sister sign of Taurus. The other thing is we're welcoming in the month of May. So happy May. If you have a birthday this month, happy birthday to the May Taurus. The 1st of May is pretty significant for me as well. I'm looking forward to Cinco de Mayo this week coming up. So there's a lot of good energy going on right now. But mostly there's this level or this energy of, like I said, fierce independence. It's also like a space where you may be feeling like you can do a lot of things yourself. You might be embracing like what you can do yourself. You might be realizing that you're creative enough to do certain DIY projects and possibly save money. You're able to embrace change. I think that some of us, may struggle with that. I think in general, as human beings, it's natural sometimes to stay in a comfort zone or like things to be comfortable and maybe, not really embracing change. Where Scorpio season, or at least a Scorpio full moon, helps to shine a light on certain things that we might be neglecting or we might be resistant to shifting or changing. All right. What else is going on? Let me know if you also have like a story of karma, whether it be your own or what you have witnessed with someone else. Have you also realized maybe you walked away from a certain situation, a person, a job, a place, and then you realize that like it was good that you did because you saw some things happen after you left and it made you feel like, oh, I'm so glad that I listened to my intuition, or I'm so glad that I paid attention, or I'm so glad that I was aware enough to recognize that something needed to change or I need to do something different. And I'm glad I did when I did because I see that this thing happened or that thing happened. And like I said, it could be even your own story, but it could also be the karma that you witnessed for or with someone else, where you're kind of like, I know why that happened. I saw it coming. I, I saw it before it happened, and I know why it happened. Um, yeah, let me know if you've been witnessing any of that. Yeah, winter's not going down without a fight here in the northern hemisphere. I'm not mad at old man winter. I'm really not. I'm trying to embrace all the seasons and the weather as it comes. But yeah, winter is like, no, I don't want to go. I know we still have maybe a week or two before we're actually in like the middle of spring, where we probably start to see some of those temperatures shift, or temperatures will start to warm up a little bit more. I think we got a little spoiled a few months ago, no, well, a few weeks ago, or maybe a month or so ago. We had a couple of 80-degree and 90-degree days, and I think people thought like, hey, it's spring, and not so much yet. So embrace it, stay present, dress accordingly, appropriately, and we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and ground our energy. All right, just take a few moments to take a deep breath in through your nose. Long exhale out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. As you continue breathing, allow yourself to check in with your body, making sure your feet are planted firmly underneath you or on the floor, feeling balanced and centered. As you continue breathing in and out, bring your awareness to your heart space. And allow your heart to open and take this moment to connect to all that is. Just see your heart space radiating openness, clarity, a calmness, stillness, and sense of peace centered in your heart. Allow your shoulders to soften, breathing in and breathing out. Allow your jawline to relax. Just check in again with your spine, making sure that it's straight and strong. And as you continue to give yourself this moment of peace, with every exhale, you relax and become more and more comfortable. And as you allow your soul and spirit to open, we call in our ancestors closest to the sun, connected to the Most High, our divine ancestors of love and light. We call you in as we celebrate under this full moon in Scorpio. We ask you to come in and allow us to receive the messages that you have for our best and highest good. We ask that you guide us down the path for positive transformation, positive change, and allowing us to embrace the endings that create new beginnings for a new version of ourselves. We ask you to protect us, and we thank you in advance for all that you have done, are doing, and will continue to do. We thank you, Mother Earth, for always being our source of grounding. We feel safe, supported, and fully secure. It is done. Just allow yourself to slowly return to the present moment by wiggling your toes, fluttering your fingers, and slowly opening your eyes. Hey, 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 we are live. We are live. How you doing? Yes, how are you doing? I'm so happy that you're here. Yes. If you're new here, welcome. If you are already subscribed, welcome back. Hey, hey, hey. Yes. So I hope that felt good. We had 11:22 on the clock just now. So yes, we are celebrating this full moon in Scorpio 3 Luray. I see you, sending love as always. I hope that you're feeling good. And I hope that you are somewhere where you are finding peace and prosperity. All right. So we're going to just go ahead and jump in. I am not like really prepared, but I wanted to make sure that I took the opportunity to, of course, stay consistent in with our moon celebrations, but to also just be honest with myself about not, I didn't want to rush through a celebration. I just wanted to do a celebration where even if we missed it by, because the moon is actually still in the sign of Scorpio. Excuse me. The moon's actually still in the sign of Scorpio right now. But there was so much significance with Friday and the May 1st, of course, the full moon, all these things. And like I was sharing, my sunshine is at prom and that went off great. So that was really, really good time. And I just had to take some time to take care of that. Yes, yes, yes. Very cloudy. Oh, I hope so. I definitely saw it last night. The moon was like, it's actually been peeking and like peeking through through the clouds. I've been seeing the moon peeking through over the last few days, just kind of watching it as it gradually became, more and more full. And so tonight, I can't really say that I've seen it now that I think about it, but I definitely saw it last night. So while we are talking about our lovely moon, let's see what the sky has for us. So of course it's the month of May. It's Taurus season. Happy birthday again to all the Taurus. And what do we have going on? So actually today we have the sign of Mercury shifting into Taurus. Okay, that's great. Mercury is in shifting into Taurus. That should happen tonight, actually. Yeah, that'll happen tonight at about 11 p.m. Mercury is currently in Aries. So we had Mercury moving into Taurus is an energy of course, Mercury is a sign of, or the planet of communication, information, travel, literature, all things words, language, writing, reading, and things of that sort. And so shifting into the sign of Taurus just gives me like a grounded energy. Of course, Taurus is a earth sign or an earth sign and has this grounded, could be kind of stubborn energy, but very earthbound. That's why we have to balance our energy out, right? Because we can never really be too far of anything. We always have to know when to hold them and when to fold them, when to choose ourselves and when to choose others. I kind of like to think of it sometimes that way. But we're moving from this like fiery, quick-witted communication to more grounded communication. It also gives me another confirmation of the emotional intelligence that we have achieved, the growth that we've achieved with expressing ourselves, with being able to say what we need or what we want emotionally, and just finding our way, finding our confidence, more confidence in our language, in our voice, in whether it be speaking, reading, singing, whatever it is that we are saying, whatever we're using our mouth to communicate, it's becoming more grounded. It's becoming more of a foundation. It's becoming more part of who we are, right? That's what I get from Mercury shifting into Taurus, like I said, which happens tonight. And then, of course, I do like to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. I think that Cinco de Mayo, I don't even think that that's actually a holiday, but, like a Hispanic or Latino holiday or like a Mexican holiday. No, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. You got to tell me more. But I do like to celebrate it. The number 5 is special to me, so 5 is special to me. So I do like to have an opportunity, even if it's like, I do love Latin food, is my favorite. And so any excuse to have like some shrimp tacos or black beans and rice, or oh my goodness, you name it, a margarita, a spicy margarita. Those things are exciting. And so I'm looking forward to that. I have a full day. Um, yeah, on Cinco de Mayo. So that's coming up. Then we also have Pluto. Wow. Pluto goes into retrograde, which is interesting because Pluto is a planet of transformation as well. And of course, right now he's in the sign of Aquarius. That's why we have this age of Aquarius where we have this new age, like this new world order that has kicked off, where you can see like there's been a shift, you know what I mean? Like a global shift, a worldly shift. You can see that. And that started to kick off when Pluto shifted into the sign of Aquarius. And Pluto is definitely a sign. Pluto is a planet um, that stays in a sign for, anywhere from 20 plus years to like 40 some years. And so Pluto will actually be in the sign of Aquarius for now, another 20 years or so. I think Pluto will shift from Aquarius into Pisces. Oh my goodness. Will shift into Pisces in 2044. He created a statue where there's a man holding a flag in a marching stand, and the flag is flying while wrapping up the face with the foot out front of the platform. Themes are blind nationalism. Oh, or like blindly standing for something. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that. You said it popped up. Where did it pop up? Um, okay. I'll check it out. I'll definitely look it up. Thank you for that. I'll definitely look it up. I appreciate that. So yeah, we have Pluto going into retrograde. So of course, retrogrades are a time for reflection. They're a time for revisiting, refining. No, no, babes, you're fine. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But they're a time for reflection, refining, and just giving us an opportunity to revisit some things, right? Sometimes it could be a little tough or challenging, but it's ultimately going to be for our best and highest good. And I was sharing that earlier about how Scorpio is a sign of transformation and change and endings, creating new beginnings. And so with Pluto going into retrograde, I don't think he's going to retrograde far enough to go back into Capricorn. I doubt that, but he'll go into retrograde. So I think that we're going to get an opportunity to clean up the residual crap that's stopping us from truly shifting, the stuff that's stopping us from truly moving into our next best self, our next highest self, or our highest self, and just the next level for ourselves. We're still in this integration phase. We're still learning this new energy. We're still integrating who we are or who we are becoming. And so there's still some things from the past could still be popping up. that are giving us opportunities to show how much we've grown. And so that's what I'm getting from Pluto going into retrograde. Now, of course, planets like Pluto that are really far out, of course, Pluto is the furthest out, not even technically considered a planet anymore, or maybe a dwarf planet at this point. But either way, still very powerful energy, because all the planets that are far out, they tend to represent generational and societal change. And so when you get a planet like Pluto, when he makes a shift, if there are things that you see that are far beyond our individual selves, our, local environment, even close to, family and things like that. And then you'll really see changes like more globally, more larger scale, more generationally, or societal types of shifts, which is a good thing. But we're going to be going back to clear some things up. And with these planets that are far out, their transits, of course, are much longer. They take a longer time to go around the sun. So they spend longer points or longer periods in each sign. Therefore, their retrogrades tend to be longer. So I'll look into seeing when Pluto will come out of retrograde, but I'm pretty sure he's going to probably be there for a few months. So no pressure. It's not necessarily to make us afraid or scared. It's more to just prepare us and to allow us to be in flow with the energy and not in force. And if you're looking for positive change, if you're looking for transformation, or you need some support with embracing something new, then this is the energy that you want to be in alignment with. Okay, so don't be afraid to allow some residual cleanup over the next few months or so. But you will probably see it more likely outside of ourselves. It probably will impact us as well, of course, but you'll see it more as a collective. All right, that's happening this upcoming week. And then beating addiction. Yes, for sure. I would say anything that's stopping you from your next self. And we could be addicted to a lot of things, right? Addiction can come in all different forms. It doesn't always have to be a substance or something like that, but definitely a way for you, especially if it's like, if it could be like generational, if it's something that you may have seen, as a child, or maybe something that a parent or a caretaker may have struggled with, if it's something that we could have struggled with as a child ourselves. It could also be something that may have happened from the environment that we were in. I would say anything that is stopping you from moving forward, stopping you from truly, like really healing from something and actually owning your next level, owning your next timeline, and being able to truly kick something, or let go, or be free or delivered from something that has been holding you back or has had a hold on you. And of course, the first step to change or embracing change is admitting something, right? One of the steps to recovery, like in a 12-step program for addiction, the first the first step is to admit that we have a problem, right? So even just being able to admit that, to own that, to recognize that it is an issue, is the first step to that change. And so we just make our way through the steps. It's interesting that the 12 steps, we have 12 months, which I've heard that we actually have more than 12 months, but for what it is, we have 12 months and 12 steps. But I would say for sure, like I said, it could especially if it's a generational thing, something that goes beyond you. Like I said, maybe it's something that you've seen or witnessed outside of you. I could definitely say that this Pluto energy will allow you to clean some of that up. You've been to AA before. Good, good. Do you still go? Do you find it helpful? Um, Is it something? Okay. Oh, okay. I've been to NA actually, not for myself. Unfortunately, I don't say unfortunately, but when I was younger, my auntie suffered from addiction. Yes, that's great. Good for you. And I was amazed at the stories that people shared. I was amazed at the support that they gave to each other. I learned about the 12 steps, and I was very young. I was probably like maybe 10 years old, but I love seeing my aunt clean. I loved, yeah, it was really, really, I just remember that. And I still remember that. I have a couple of friends. Yeah, the stories are out of this world. And just to be able to listen to people share their stories, and people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds. I mean, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. That was one of the things I really liked. And then when you would, people would celebrate and they would get their chips. Sometimes some folks were just celebrating 24 hours clean. Some people, of course, were selling 20 years. So, everything, all those celebrations were all a big deal. And I just really thought it was great. My granddaddy actually went to AA as well. I didn't think he was an addict, but my grandma seemed to think so. So he was going to AA and he stopped drinking. Yeah, so I've definitely been to Alcoholics or Narcotics Anonymous, from family members, and just being there to be supportive. But I've always found it very fascinating with just how people support each other and look out for each other. All right. Yeah, I could go on and on about my grandma. Okay. My maternal grandma, she's gone now. This year I think will be 2 years. Or is it three? Oh my goodness, since she's passed. But I'll say that the women in my family are the humdingers, if you if you will. I mean, some of the men too, but the women. My grandmother was my mother's mother. I thought growing up that she was probably one of my biggest challenges, her and her family or her bloodline. But I realized that I had to be born into that bloodline for me to become who I had to become. I had to be able to see certain spirits in people so that I could be the one to deliver folks or help to bring folks to their deliverance from those various spirits. So I am very thankful. And it was actually in my grandmother's passing, my mother's passing, that I realized that I may have a gift to be a death doula, which I don't even know if I'm ready to embrace fully yet. But there was so much revelation in her passing as to my calling. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And the craziest thing that I don't even say the craziest, one of the biggest blessings I'll say from my grandmother's passing is recognizing that she's probably my biggest guardian angel right now. Like, her presence, I see her birthday on the clock often, and her birthday is exactly 1 month after mine, to the day. And I see her birthday all the time. So I always, just love on her when I see her birthday on the clock. But I know that she is hitting them very hard for me in spirit. And I know that for sure. And of course, all the things that happened when I was younger, I had forgiven her and had moved past a lot of that. But I could tell that as she got older in age, a lot of those things started to, bother her, mentally. And it just kind of kept her bound, unfortunately. And we had several conversations where I know that she knew that she was forgiven. For me, or from me, for sure. I had no issues with her for decades, honestly, after all those things. But I will just say that I can clearly see that through her life, um, I had to be born into that bloodline to receive the gifts that I have, to recognize those types of spirits. I hope that that's understandable. But I could, like I said, I could go on and on with the stories there. You wouldn't believe it. But that's really what's going on in the sky. There's no other shifts at the moment. All the other planets are pretty stationary for a while. We do still have this Aries stellium, where there's Neptune, there's Saturn, there's Mars, Chiron, and of course, Mercury will be shifting soon. But we still have a stellium, which is basically three planets or more, all in one sign, or three energy bodies all in one sign. But at the moment, we really have four planets in one energy body, which is Chiron, and they're all in Aries. So there's still this firing up. There's still this energy of initiating new beginnings, new start. A lot of places have just celebrated the new year. A lot of other countries and cultures embrace the spring as the new year, or the lunar new year, and celebrate the new year there. or with that, with that alignment. So there's, like I said, there's still this integration. I'm almost positive that I am positive that we'll be going through this integration and this closing out of a chapter, moving into a new chapter throughout this year, throughout the year of 2026. The year of 2026, of course, breaks down to the number one. The number one representing new beginnings, alignment, coming together, union, kind of collective energy as well. All right. So we're definitely still in that integration, early kickoff, kind of like I said, that horse or greyhound or whatever, even a race car if you want, but anything that takes off fast, we're still kind of like revving up, and we're moving, or we have moved into this Taurus season where we're just getting our footing and getting a little more grounded, like we're digging our heels in, like just getting a little more bullish, you know. I'm looking forward to the stock market being more bullish as well, like running up, which it seems like it has. I think that people have kind of gotten over some of the rhetoric and the stuff that's going on, like right in our face, like, all the gaslighting, or like the things that are supposed to be an illusion, but we can see clearly that, see clearly, like straight through. That's another energy. You might be able to see through a lot of things, like your spiritual awareness has heightened, your intuition has heightened, your awareness has heightened. So you're able to see through a lot of BS. You're able to see through the so-called finesse. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, who are you fooling? Like, I see straight through you. You're very see-through. You're very transparent. You might be in a space where you're able to pick up on things a lot sooner. Not only are you able to pick up on energy or spirits sooner, you're responding to them more confidently. You're not reacting, you're responding. You're not allowing your emotions to lead you. You're able to clearly communicate what your issues are, how you feel about certain things, or how certain things make you feel, and moving on, or talking through it, or whatever the next step is. You're just becoming more confident and more still and grounded in your new self, this new version of yourself, this more healed version of yourself, if you will. All right. That's what's going on in the sky. It seems like the following week will be pretty quiet. Of course, we'll have the new moon, but for the most part, there aren't any like significant transits until the week of the 17th. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But other than that, it seems like May is actually pretty chill. When we do have movement, it all kind of happens at the same time, and then everything kind of chills out. So that's the month of May in a nutshell. All right. I think we are able to jump right on into our Moonology deck. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your Saturday night with me. Or what time is it? Or where are you? Like, is it, are you ahead? How far are you ahead? How far are you behind? I am Eastern Standard Time. Holy Spirit, ancestors of divine love and healing light, please protect us as we download the messages for our best and highest good. Anything that's not for our best and highest good, please close, shut, lock, and block that door. In the name above all names, amen and ashe. Ontario in the house. Okay, we're on Eastern time together then. That's good. That's good. All right. 2 cards popped out. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous Moon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Oh my goodness, this card has came out 3 times in a row. Emotions are running high. Super moon. So I said to myself tonight, I said, if we get any more emotional stuff. So here's what I'm getting with this emotional stuff. And y'all tell me if you are feeling emotional to a place, like what, when I say emotional to you in this moment, what does that feel like? Or how does that resonate? Does that resonate like, yes, I'm super emotional, I'm in tears, I'm super emotional, I'm sad, angry, disappointed? Or does it resonate as I actually feel more grounded in my emotions? I feel more secure in my emotions. I feel safer. I feel more protected, more supported, even if it's just, spiritually, energetically. Um, you could be feeling it, within yourself. You may not necessarily be getting it from external, like outside people, but just feeling it. It feels like fire. Oh yes, body on fire. So that's that Aries stellium. So body on fire. Does that feel like um encouraging? Does it feel like you're ready to like just go? Is it motivating, or does it feel bothersome, like hot and bothered kind of energy? Because it makes you feel frozen. Okay, so you got to help me with that one. So your body feels like it's on fire, but then it makes you feel like, or do you feel like disconnected from it? Okay, much better now, a lot calmer. Okay, that's good. That's good. Hopefully, you'll feel more and more of that calmness, more grounded as we go through Taurus season, and then Gemini season should bring in some clarity, at least mentally. Frozen indecision. That's fine too, because like I said, there's still this integration. We're still embracing it. We're still finding how to balance it all, right? Like one of the things I can say that resonates is I definitely feel this Kickstarter, like go-getter energy, but it's very calm, it's very subtle. It's like I'm finding myself realizing how to just go with the flow, like not getting, I don't do anxiety, but not getting anxious, not feeling overwhelmed, not stressing out over what I can't control. It's just allowing myself to just recognize what needs to happen and just going with it. Like for instance, yesterday, I'll just give an example and then I'll move on, right? But I got you. I got you. Got you. I got you. You should reach out. You should reach out and see if we can have a moment to connect, like offline. And just have like a 30-minute call, like just kind of checking in. I would love that. I would love that because I definitely would like to hear more. But I can understand making decisions. And I'll just say, like, for instance, yesterday, I'm out with my boy and we are finishing up. Like, we're going to go pick up his jacket after alterations. And what else did we do? We had just had a couple things going on that we had to just kind of knock out, right? Nothing too crazy. And on our way to our last stop, my car started, like my battery light like came on, then it went off, and it came on, and went off again. I'm down. Good. Let me know, please. Like I would love it. Like you can definitely email me, and I'll do a good job of making sure I take a look. But let's just connect and set up a Zoom and do, just like I said, just 30 minutes and just see how we can support each other. But yeah, so yesterday, so my battery light came on. I'm like, okay. So we get to we're heading into the shopping center to go pick up the jacket. And I can tell as I'm hitting the gas, the car is not really moving. Like it doesn't have the speed that it usually has. So clearly the battery is dying, right? So I was able to pull into the parking space. I had enough juice to get there. We get out, we go inside the store, and I'm a little like, oh, like, oh my goodness, I have to deal with this, yada, yada. We go inside the store, we get the jacket fits great, we're excited, we're walking back to the car, we get in, we go to start the ignition, car is dead. Dead. Thankfully, I am my grandfather's child, my mother's child, and I have this battery pack that, will keep a charge or whatever, and it can jump start a car. So I jump it, Car starts right up, right? We charge up the battery, boom, starts right up. Before that happened, when the car was acting up, first thing I did was call my father, and I told him that I was literally right around the corner from him and my grandma's house. And I said, if worst case, if the car acts up and I don't think I can make it home, I'm just going to come there. Okay. He's like, fine, just call me when you get back to the car. So we go get the jacket, come back to the car is dead. So I jump the car starts where I can basically safely get to my grandma's house. It's my father's mother. So I make it to her house. And my son even made a comment about how, because I was joking around in the car, like I don't even remember what I was joking around about. But my son even said, like, Mommy, you don't take things too seriously. And it's so funny because you let some other people tell it, I take a lot of stuff seriously, right? But he's like, you don't take things too seriously. He was like, I know me and my dad. He was like, if something bothers us, we're probably gonna be mad for a while. Like we're not gonna be smiling, even if something funny. Like we're just gonna be like mad. And he's like, yeah, okay, you were blown about your car and, not too happy, but look at how you just started joking out, randomly. And I was like, I appreciate you for recognizing that, son, and then saying, speaking on it. And so we get the car to my grandma's house, and I just left it there. Thankfully, my grandma is actually in France. She didn't even want to go, and the trip is paid for, but she's there. She's there. It sounds like she's having a good time, but she's there, and her car is at the house. So my daddy's on the phone with my grandma in France, and she's like, just take my car. Just like that. And I was like, thank God for daddies and sons and grandmas, because here we are with a vehicle. And just like that, we're back on the road, right? And so just thinking of the timing and the alignment of it all, if my grandmother wasn't in France, she would need her car, all kinds of things could have happened. And I just went with it. And I was just telling my son, like, I can't get mad and stay mad over something that either I have no control over, or I can just get to it when I get to it, and just be thankful for having or being blessed enough to just move forward and keep going. So that's the energy that I've been feeling. It's been like, yes, there's a lot to do. Yes, there's a whole bunch of items on the to-do list, a whole bunch of things I want to check off. But here's where I am right now. And here's what I have to do right now in this moment. Here's what I can do. I can't do everything. I can't do everything in a day. And I have to be okay with that. So it's, what am I going to choose to do? What's the priority? And just being able to make that kind of decision from a grounded space, and letting go of anything that's making me feel anxious or overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is the only word I can really think about, where you just have like so much to do. I can just keep walking around screaming, oh, I have so much to do. I'm gonna have some, okay. Or just be like, okay, well, what can I do right now? What's on my to-do list that I can take care of right now? And unfortunately, I had to push off my moon celebration, but the energy is still there. The energy is still good. We're here live and we're doing our thing, right? So emotions are running high to me has come out a few times. So to me, I'm getting that this is what's happening outside of us. That's how I'm getting that there's a lot of emotions happening around us. That's all I can really say. There's a lot of emotions happening around us, because emotionally for myself, I actually feel pretty stable. I feel pretty grounded and secure. I even feel supported in my emotions. When I say supported, I mean the people around me that I can and have or do share my emotions with understand. And now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm realizing that there are others that are sharing a lot of their emotions with me. And their emotions are not necessarily towards me. And even if they are, they're very loving. They're very encouraging, very uplifting, very reassuring. It's a good place to be emotionally, is reassured. But I am recognizing that I do have a lot of people around me that are sharing a lot of emotions with me, being very vulnerable with me. because I can't say that I'm in this. I'm emotional where I'm checked in and tapped in, but not emotional where I'm being led with my emotions. But this card has come out so much that I have to pay attention to it. And I think that I'm not going to read the message again for that one. I'll read the message for you're very close to achieving your goal. But I will say that the emotions running high is telling me that something's coming towards us. Emotions are coming back our directions. Or maybe there's like these newfound emotions that people have that they're going to be coming to you and sharing with you, telling you how they feel about something. And maybe telling you, something that they felt where you didn't even know, or you're taken by surprise. That's the energy that I get with the emotions are running high. And it could be, of course, how you feel. It could definitely be, it's not about me for sure, but it could definitely be about how you're feeling. That's why I wanted to ask, because this card comes out quite a bit. Okay. So on the bottom of the deck, we have balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And this actually is reminding me, not to tell too much of my business, but this is actually reminding me of the twin flame card that came out last week. I think it was last week. I decided to pull some cards from the Love Oracle deck, or Lover's Oracle. I think I have a couple of decks called Lover's Oracle. And the twin flame card jumped out. And I've tried to stay away from that, but I will say my twin flame journey is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing right here. And the person that I believe to be my twin flame is actually a Pisces. And so there's a confirmation and just a message coming in to me regarding that. That may not resonate for anyone else, but do you have a Pisces in your life? Are you a Pisces? Um, yeah, yeah. That's the only I can think of. I was also going to say how I told myself tonight that I was going to pull out this Romance Angels deck again, because if we got any more messages around romance, love, or like romantic emotions or feelings, that I wanted to just have that deck here for us. I did not pull out the Lovers Oracle deck again because these messages are pretty lengthy usually on the full and new moons. I didn't want this to be too long. So it could be a twin flame message. Like I said, I've tried to stay away from that. I will tell that story, but it's going to be in pieces and parts because there's just it's a lot. You was hoping that I would bring that up. Here we go. Tell me more. Tell me more. But yeah, I'll just say that that journey is why I'm doing what I'm doing and sitting here in front of you right now is my twin flame journey. I'm not sure if my twin flame and I are meant to be in together, like in the physical. Um, and that's all I can really say right now. But this is so you could, if I just feel like the energy with twin flames is just so much. It's a lot. And it's something that was very new to me. I guess I've known or learned about it over the last 3 years, 4 years, maybe almost. So still a new concept. You had to convince yourself it wasn't real. Yeah, I get that. I completely get that. Completely. And that's just kind of one of the things. That's why I wanted to kind of stay away from it. But unfortunately, and this is a message I've been getting quite a bit. I can completely understand that it was insane. Oh my goodness, I could just drop a few keywords right now, surrounding mine, and you'd be like, oh, okay. Um, but yeah, I do think that a lot of times people do, unfortunately, do a lot of things to create fear with people. But good, and that's the thing, awakening us spiritually, because that's a great thing, right? We do want to be awakened. The thing I think with the twin flame stuff is that the drama of it all and the loops and the circles and the cycles, and it's just like Yeah, I bet. A dark night of the soul is just, mm, it's tough. It's tough. You're up in the middle of the night, your mind is wandering, racing, you could be crying. You could even be just feeling a certain energy and not even knowing where it's coming from. Okay. And not, like I said, not to go too deep, but maybe this is what's supposed to happen tonight. Unfortunately, I'm pretty convinced that my twin flame was doing dark magic on me. And here's the thing. I can't say that I didn't believe in dark magic. I didn't believe in, I think dark magic can come in all different ways. You can be emotionally manipulative, you could be physically abusive, you could be all kinds of things that could be, a way to intentionally put harm on someone, right? But I'm saying I ended up starting my Reiki certification, my spiritual hypnotherapy, all of my training. I started where I was really seeking my own healing. I had learned how to heal myself from previous relationships. I knew certain time frames that worked for me and didn't work for me, and I held true to those. Every relationship or every romantic relationship that I had entered, I had to take the lessons from the previous ones and apply them, and that has helped me a lot, a lot. When this situation came around, I knew that it wasn't something I could stay in for long because honestly, he just wasn't on my level. That's just what it was. He wasn't on my level, and I just knew he wasn't going to probably be able to keep up. And unfortunately, he was trying to overcompensate for it by being emotionally, I guess, abusive or neglectful or what's the word? Unavailable, emotionally unavailable. But I could see through all of it. I could see through all of it. But either way, it just wasn't a good timing, right? So I had to remove myself. The crazy thing is that this is when I started seeing messages, right? So I end up my spiritual coach, before she was my coach, I saw this, one of her Instagram posts pop up where you could learn how to heal yourself and then get certified as well. I was more focused on what other ways, like, can I heal myself? And this was something new to me. Fast forward, I go through that. I go through about a year of training and all of that to get my certifications. And like I said before, it wasn't even about the certifications. It was more about learning new ways to heal myself, which I had definitely accomplished. And then the bonus, or the icing on the cake with the cherry on top, was the certification. Then I had all these women that were supportive, and just us, sharing with each other, spending more time together, doing trainings and sessions together. I started to realize that more and more women were celebrating moon cycles. So I started celebrating moon cycles, right? Just being more intentional with the moon cycles. And I promise you, after about 4 months in, I realized that every time I did a moon celebration, my twin flame reached out to me. And I wasn't setting intentions for, communication or for him to reach out. He wasn't a part of it, like, not to say he wasn't a part of it, but the intention was not to try to force anything there. I was more so open to just my own alignment and what the moon celebration was doing for me and how I could learn to work with that energy. So after a while, I ended up saying, I had two buddies in my, that we were all in the same courses together, that we would, we were all very supportive. We talked all the time. We were doing all of our celebrations together, all the things. So they were very aware of who he was. He was even coming up in their visions, and it was a lot. It was actually pretty impressive, honestly. But that's when I noticed that he was doing moon magic on me. And men do practice black magic. It's just what it is. And and then when I went to look back, and I'm gonna stop talking about this after this, and we're gonna read these cards. But it was then that I had to go and look back, because I keep track of I keep track of things. Okay, if you picking up what I'm putting down, I keep track of Aunt Flo. I keep track of intimacy. I keep track of those things with an app. That's what these apps are for, and it just helps us when you go to whatever. Women who are in tune, you're typically, trying, keeping track of things. And when I look back, for 10 months straight, we were intimate on every full moon. And I can guarantee you that was not by my initiation. And we can call it a coincidence, but I don't think it was a coincidence. And it got to a point where of course, I confronted him about it. He didn't deny it. So yeah. So anyway, we can go there deeper later. There's so much to unpack there, but that's what this energy is saying to me right now. And I don't like to make any of this about me, but I do know that I have been being called to share more of my story and that story. And I think that part of the reason why I try to be quiet, or I don't want it to take over anything, as far as like these messages for others and what others are getting from these messages, but I know that we can resonate. 55 is on the clock too right now, but I know that that's my story is going to help to deliver others. So I've been not being obedient really with listening to speaking more of that truth. But I will say that I have, said to God and my spirit team, like, if this is what you want me to share, I know I'm going to trust that you're going to make the time and the opportunity available where it'll be able to come out freely and, of course, authentically. I don't think I have any problem with authenticity, but in a way where I know that it's going to be well received. I'll just say that. And because this emotions are running high card keeps coming out here, and then to see this on the bottom of the deck, maybe there's, like I said, there's communication coming in. I'll definitely let you know. There's communication coming in, or like some type of emotions are being confirmed or clarified. So we'll see. And maybe that resonates for somebody else as well, but that's the only thing I can think of. But I just try to stay away from the twin flame conversation on this channel, because I just wanted to focus on healing. I wanted all of us to be able to get away from the drama and all of the stuff that's not in alignment with us, and all the things that are holding us back, and moving forward to what is in alignment with us. What relationships can we get, reciprocity from? That's what I wanted to do on this channel, and I think we're achieving that. But I know the drama and the clickbait and all of that when it comes to twin flames, and that's what people like, drama, unfortunately. But something's coming in. All right, let's read. You're very close to achieving your goal. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. So a gibbous moon cycle is a time to tweak, hone, or adjust. Okay. That's what this, you're very close to achieving your goal. I'm going to hold the card up again here, but I just happen to flip to the moon phases. And that's what the Moonology deck defines the gibbous moon as: a time to tweak, hone in, or adjust. We've been talking about integrating. We've been talking about embracing the new beginning, closing out chapters. The gibbous moon cycle typically comes comes after the first quarter moon. So we're not actually, just think about it. It actually is. It's right in between the first quarter and the full moon. So we're celebrating the full moon tonight. So we just came out of the gibbous moon cycle, which is a time to tweak, hone, or adjust. Okay, so we're very close to our goal. Let me see what page we're on for that message. Page 30. 30. Breaking down to a 3. Alignment of mind, body, and soul, or mind, body, and spirit. All right. You're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. The word gibbous means bulging. What a descriptive word, right? And pulling this card at any time of the month suggests that the situation you're asking about is bulging with possibility and coming to a peak. But this isn't an ending card. with a neat yes or no answer. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments may yet be required before you get what you want, though you're certainly on the right track, which is hopefully reassuring for you. However, there is also a sense that the situation is a bit tense, so don't push too hard. One false move and the whole thing could blow! Exclamation point. There's not much that's not meant to scare you. It's just to let you know there's a fuse attached to this situation. So be careful if you choose to light it. Attune to the moon. I know that I'm on the right track. Additional meanings. Now is a good time to review your plans. Keep the momentum going as you move towards your dreams. Stay focused. It's a good time to start a new project. You need to get back into good health habits. The teaching. The gibbous moon comes at the very end of the lunar cycle, just before the full moon. She looks like she's bulging because she's almost a full moon, so she's nearly fully rounded. It's the culmination of the waxing cycle and, as such, tends to be a rather intense period of the month. No matter when you pull this card, it suggests a very ripe time and a very ripe situation. So, just to reiterate or confirm, bulging, I was talking about how the moon over the past few days, I could see it getting fuller and fuller. It was very clear, even sometimes where it may have been a little cloudy at night. I even saw the moon during the day. And I actually have a photo of it on my phone. But I saw the moon during the day, and she looked almost full, of course, right? And then there was a plane literally flying right under it during the daytime. I captured a photo. But I was talking about remembering over the last few days how I was witnessing the moon getting fuller and fuller, fuller and fuller, like that bulging, like she's just, becoming more full. Um, the other thing about the ending, it said it's not a card with a neat yes or no answer when it comes to an ending, which is also like a confirmation of this integration coming out of one phase and moving into the next. Okay. We're being reminded that some adjustments may be required. Okay. We were talking about that as well earlier, like getting our footing, getting our grounding, getting more situated, like getting more confident and nestled in. The situation could be tense. I'm feeling that could be the way that it feels for someone outside of us. Okay, but don't push too hard. That's why we have been called to become more emotionally stable, more emotionally grounded, and learning how to communicate our feelings more, our emotions more clearly. Learning how to communicate our emotions more clearly so that when and if these things come back around, or these situations, these energies, the spirit, these people, let's focus on them as spirits. We know how to respond from a place that's going to allow the situation to improve, grow, get better, move forward. All right. And I also shared earlier that these things are not, like, the retrogrades are not meant to scare us, but more just to allow us to understand that there's a time coming to reflect. There's a time coming to, like, revisit and go back and clear something out. And of course, when you know better, we do better, right? So when we know better, we do better. And now that we know that we're going to be possibly cleaning something up, it gives us an opportunity to embrace it and just be more in flow with it versus in force or out of balance or resistance to it. And that's where I can say I resonate. It's just being in flow with the energy, even if it's not comfortable or it's new. I would say new. It's new. So you don't really know what to expect. Okay. All right. What else recognized, or what else jumped out to me? You're on the right track. We confirmed that already. Of course, if you're over here, you're definitely on the right track. Reviewing our plans, that was a message to me that I think the more that we focus on our own goals and the things that we want to achieve, we become more attractive. to the energy that is in alignment or doing the same thing that we're doing. So that's one thing that I have learned from my experiences, relationships, whether it be friendships, business, or whatever. The more that you're focused on what it is that you want to do and accomplish, it makes you more attractive to like-minded people, to like-minded spirits and energy. All right. Keep the momentum going as you move towards your dreams. And that can be kind of tough when you're closing out a cycle and trying to embrace, change or move into something new. Stay focused. Time to start a good time to start a new project. Get back into good health habits. So that could be diet, that could be exercise. It could even be meditation or like enhancing your self-care. It could even be like massages or facials, things that you do to allow yourself to feel good and to clear out your energy or heal your energy, like things that are relaxing. All right. It mentioned, a period of the time of the month. I was just talking about tracking stuff and how I end up celebrating these moon cycles because I recognize what was going on, just a whole situation. All right. A very ripe time and a very ripe situation. I'm going to leave it there. All right. Let's jump to a soul's journey. And let's see what's going on here. And then we'll see. We'll see. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for the likes thus far and all the love today, in the past, and the love to come. Let's see what the soul's journey has for us. Oh, we got a few. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Love is the greatest of all, right? Gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunity that it presents. Okay. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Love out here again. Peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Listen, peace is priceless. Okay? It's nothing like a peace of mind. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. We were talking about this earlier as well. Being able to exercise what we have grown and how we've grown and become more aware. And honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So we have quite a bit of green and yellow out here. On the bottom of the deck, we have judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Okay. This is something that helps me to let go. I look at judgment as discernment, wisdom. We're all judging, making decisions. When you're making a decision on something, you're judging it, right? And you're going to make a decision on something based on an experience, based on your level of understanding, what you have learned or, about or not learned about something. And you're going to decide, you're going to make a judgment call on something. And one of the things that I think that helps is to recognize that people are going to do what they want to do. We cannot change people. I do think people can be inspired, but we cannot change people. People are ultimately going to do what they want to do. And we have to understand that everybody's path is for them to walk. And if somebody chooses to make a decision, at that moment, they think that they are doing the best thing, either for themselves or in that moment. most of the time people are doing the best that they can. And unfortunately, you have to understand, compassion tells us, even with a liar, that's the best that they have at that moment. And it may be pretty sad, right? But and we've all told a lie, but I think that, we know people that could be habitual liars, or like, just lie about the worst things on the planet, where you like, how could you lie about that, right? But just one of the things, to give an example of judgment, is just recognizing that everybody is doing the best that they can. And unfortunately for some, the best that they can is a lie. It's just, that's the decision that they made. We can't make them do something else. They have to choose to want to do something else, but for whatever reason, they think that that is the best thing for them to do in that moment. And I think when we realize that, we start to let go of trying to change people, or talk to people, lecture people till we're blue in the face about things, like really just allowing people to do them. And I think when you let people do them, you really learn who they are. Like, it's like, there's a meme that says something like, let people do what they want to do so you can see what they would rather do. And I think that that's fair. We don't have to take it personal. It's hardly ever personal. It's hardly ever about us. It's I can almost say that it's probably never about us. It's always about them and whatever it is that they have going on or don't have going on. Okay, so I'm saying all that to say, as I look around on this desk, I see a lot of green and a lot of yellow. So we had the green card from the Moonology deck for achieving our goals and the Give is Moon. And then we had the gratitude and peace card. The peace card is a little bit like turquoise or teal, but it's in that greenish family. And then we have this yellow as well. We have 3 yellows. Okay. Right. We have fear, growth, and success in yellow. The success card is in alignment with the very close to achieving our goals. Even this honesty card, although it's a purple card, it has a lot of green in it. They actually look like they all could like go together. Like, these look like they could go together, and these look like they could go together. Just give me some alignment. Even the emotions are running high card kind of fits here. And this hit, it's like a purple and green situation. And then on the bottom of the deck with this balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces, this card is green as well. So big heart chakra energy. Not surprised, because I'm the girl who has the heart chakra program, the 6-week heart chakra program that I'll be kicking off soon. Soon. It's all done. I just need to, I guess, figure out how to promote, market it, and have a way for people to access it. I'm being called to the success card because of the being close to achieving our goals. Like I said, I there's some level of validation that's coming in. There's something coming in, not necessarily validation that we need, but there is a message of validation coming in that's going to give us clarity, give us some sense of peace, allow us to move forward. It could be a surprise, it could be something we already knew, but you're definitely going to get like a confirmation. There's a confirmation coming in. The Judgment card on the bottom of the deck is also purple, so I'm calling and seeing quite a bit of heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, which I would connect to the Taurus season. Our solar plexus chakra is a place of drive, motivation. It's where it's your gut. It's where you find your energy, like the pit of you, and the things that are that you're driven by on the earthly realm. Big Taurus energy, okay? Earthly things, material possessions. That's something as well that we've been called to focus on, is like just focusing on your bag. Seriously, focusing on your bag, learning how to find different streams of income, learning how to connect with wealth, success, growth, peace, honesty, authenticity, okay, gratitude, achieving our goals, money goals, particularly. A lot of us are we've done so much spiritual healing work that it's like, let's reap the benefits of that work in earthly material possessions, not to become obsessed and worship them or anything like that, but knowing that your spiritual growth can and will allow you to achieve success, physical, earthly, material success. That's all I'm about over here on this channel, is about recognizing that we prosper as our souls prosper. The more work that we're doing internally, the more you find yourself in alignment and in certain rooms that are for you. They're there to, you're being in the right space at the right time. You're connecting to the right people and resources that are elevating you. It's definitely an energy I can resonate with, where you're in alignment with people that are going to help position you into your next level. They could be a resource, or they are people that are meeting you where you are on this new level, and you can grow with. You can just achieve the things that you've been working through and doing all of this spiritual healing for. You're actually receiving it now, releasing the fear and just embracing all the peace, gratitude, growth, and success that comes with it. Let's read the success card. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. I had a perfect slogan. Now I've forgotten it, but basically, we're all about, what is it? Spiritual abundance, spiritual overflow in more ways than one. I will say honestly that throughout my life, the people that I have looked up to when it comes to maybe some of the things they've accomplished that I would like to accomplish, or that, I think is a good way to attract wealth or to grow, or to just elevate in life. A lot of them, most of them, if not all of them, have a very strong spiritual relationship, very connected, very tuned in. Um, so I have seen that. Not some people may equate spirituality to poverty. I've never seen it that way. I just haven't. I could give you all different reasons why, but I think it's the only way. And I know for sure that we can have that our calling is going to move us into prosperity. It's like, how can it not? You know what I mean? Like, our moving into your calling, being your authentic self and being in your purpose is going to allow you to create the wealth that you desire, the wealth that is going to allow you to not have any needs. Like, all of your needs will be taken care of. All right, success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Success can mean many things to the ego self, but the soul only knows one triumph, and that is to love. When your soul is no longer manifested in the physical dimension, it is a time of reflection on how successful it was with that endeavor. The soul doesn't care how big your house was, or how nice your car was, or how many bank accounts you had. The soul only cares about how you express love and compassion. In the infinite wisdom of the universe, the more love you demonstrate, the more you will receive. And even your ego's definition of success is altered. Your notion of how you would be perceived as successful will change. The material things that you thought would make you happy will not have the same appeal. So, this is a confirmation as well, because, of course, our soul is here to serve the purpose of love. right? It talks about reflecting, which is, I talked about Pluto going into retrograde this week. I think it's tomorrow. No, sometime this week. It's the 6th. The 6th. Um, and our soul being able to reflect how successful it is in this physical dimension, right? How successful it is in its experience, its journey, its time on earth. And of course, we can't take any of our possessions with us, right? So it doesn't care about our house, our car, and our bank accounts. It only cares about how much love we express and how much compassion we express. When I think of that, I do think of, you know, not love where we're sacrificing ourselves and losing ourselves, but love that's in alignment where if you're being loved properly, do you think that you can achieve more? Do you think that when you're being loved properly or you feel loved and you're getting supported, you're getting what you need? Do you think you can achieve more? Right? When we're depressed and down and out, it's hard to be motivated. It's hard to go to work or do anything, right? So when you're being loved properly, your life is going to blossom. It's going to open up. Does anybody disagree with that? And that's what I mean about when we are connected to our purpose, you're balanced, you're in alignment, you're happy, you're probably at peace. So that's what you're going to bring in. How do you not grow? How do you not be wealthy? How do you not have abundance if that's what the example is in your life? Right? It says even your ego's definition of success is altered. And that's the truth. You know, we may realize that, like, a big part for me, recognizing peace, I realize how priceless peace is. And it's like once you get that sense of peace, you like never let it go. You never let it go. Never let it go. Your notion of how you will be perceived as successful will change. Some people may look at success a certain way, but then you may see some others that will be like, I'm attracted to your peace. I'm attracted to your happiness. I'm attracted to how calm, how stable you are. That's the new wave. That's the new order of the new world, is being calm and stable, not putting on a front, not perpetrating, not acting, but truly being grounded in your peace, where your peace and your calmness and your confidence is going to be like a light, and it's going to shine so brightly that people aren't going to miss it, because you're going to stand out from a crowd, because where a lot of drama and crap is going on, you give an energy of difference. You give an energy of something that people are searching for, and honestly don't even know that they're searching for. They're still chasing something else, right? So I think, like I said, for a lot of us that have done a lot of spiritual healing, it's now a time for us to focus on allowing our purpose to pay our bills, moving in a direction for your purpose to pay your bills. That's it. The material things that you thought would make you happy will not have the same appeal. And it happens, right? Definitely happens. You get something and you be like, I've achieved this, I've achieved that. But like, what does it all mean? I'd rather have this. So I'd rather have that. You start to realize that certain things are um, very dear to you and priceless. I had a coworker sharing with me on Thursday, that he was calling it the $1 million cookie, basically. And he was saying that the work environment that we have is so meaningful. And one of our coworkers is a baker. Like, that's something she does like as her side business. And She makes some really, really good cookies. Okay, like I'm serious. Like I'm not even joking. And they're nice and big. Like they're nice and filling. Great cookies. And she had taken a break because she felt like she just didn't have the mental space for it. She felt like it was more of something that was becoming like a chore and a task versus something that she really enjoyed. And because I had a coworker that was going through a lot, and we were talking about, what he was going through, she felt called to bake, and she made some cookies and she brought them into the office on Thursday. And my coworker, who she was showing up for, was sharing with me how that cookie was worth $1 million to him. And he was just saying how he quantifies a lot of things. And he was like, because I'm crazy like that. Like I quantify my relationship with you and how I sit next to you, or I quantify that I can go and get free coffee, or like just quantifying different things and how they make him feel in his work environment. And he was saying that like that cookie is, he said we can go buy a $5 cookie anywhere else, but that cookie coming from her is worth $1 million to him. And so I'm saying all that to say that you're starting to realize that, even like I said, I'm telling us to focus on our bag because I want us to understand that we're not connected to poverty. And it doesn't mean that we are obsessed with greed. It just means that we know what we deserve, and we know that we owe ourselves something deserving. And if certain things we've removed from our lives, or we're breaking away from certain things, let's focus our energy and attention on the things that we do want to achieve. And at least that's something that I want to achieve. I'm digging more into the stock market. I'm enjoying it, learning more, because I want to have multiple streams of income, not because I just want to own property. That is a thing. But I give, I donate. It's a great write-off, but I can give back to others. I'm very big on loyalty. I'm a very loyal customer. So I like to be able to, people who have goods and services that I really, really enjoy. I'm a customer you can count on. I like loyalty incentives, those kind of things. And that's what I see us embracing as we move through this season and through the rest of 2026. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do one romance, and then I'm gonna do a Rumi card, and then we'll be done. One romance. Look, flirt is stuck in the box. Flirt was in there. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. That's good. Let's see what the romance angels have for us. Oh, look, I got the book in here. I do get a little sense of, romance. As long as that emotions are running high card comes out, I just get this, emotional, but it gives me romance. It's giving partnership kind of energy. You know, we talked a little bit about, others. Let's see. Quantum entanglement. Yes. That's a good one. This is so funny. I've never heard it like that. Quantum entanglement. Yeah, you're all caught up in energetically. Yeah. Man, oh man, I could go on and on. So we got 3 romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Dun, dun, dun. And heart-to-heart conversations. I think this came out, if not the last time I pulled this deck, the time before that. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. See? Part of the reason why I'm pulling out this stuff. Okay. We also had the honesty card out here too. Big heart chakra, solar plexus, and third eye chakra energy. Intuition, discernment, judgment. Okay. Making decisions, or recognizing the path forward for ourselves, coming from a place of wisdom. The balancing of our heart space, right? Balancing of our heart space. And then 2 chakras below that, the solar plexus. No, one chakra, not two, one chakra. Our solar plexus chakra. So there's, like I said, we're just being called to keep moving forward. We're not looking back. We're not turning back. We're not trying to pull anybody up. We are moving forward and focused on our own goals. Let's see what's on the bottom. Separation. Good gracious. What is happening? Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What do we want to read? Romantic feelings, children, or heart to heart conversations? I know that heart to heart conversations has been out here before. So that might be in consideration. It's also making me think about this honesty card, which I'm attempting to read at this moment. And then romantic feelings and children. The children card is da, da, da. Let's see. Let's do heart to heart conversations. I may have read it recently, but forgive me. It's just kind of calling me right now. Heart to heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. We were also talking about our emotional communication. That's been coming up consistently. Okay. Your love life needs a healthy infusion of honest communication, according to the romance angels. You've been harboring emotions that are masking your feelings of love. There's still time to heal the situation. However, it will require effort on your part. You may need to initiate an uncomfortable discussion and risk upsetting your partner. In the end, though, this is a necessary move to ensure the health of your relationship. If necessary, schedule an appointment with a counselor to facilitate the discussion. This professional can steer the conversation away from blame and toward resolution. You can also gain support from free groups such as Emotions Anonymous. Wow. Emotions Anonymous, Codependence Anonymous, which I've heard of. Isn't do you see the connection? I know you do. Or Al Anon? Al Anon. Meetings are held internationally and online, and you can find them through your internet search engine. What's Al Anon? Oh, is that Alcoholics? Oh, that's Alcoholics Anonymous. Al Anon, I think. Why do you spell it like that? Anyway, whether you communicate with your partner alone or with a neutral third party, your heart to heart discussions will result in personal growth. Remember that you can't control another's reactions. You can only be honest about how you feel and know that you will and won't and know what you will and won't accept in a relationship. By sharing your feelings, you stand a much better chance of teaching your partner about your needs instead of suffering silently. We were talking about Alcoholics and Narcotics Anonymous. We're talking about emotional communication and intelligence. It's very possible that emotions could be coming our way, or maybe we need to express something. Maybe we've been lying to ourselves about, our feelings, or like masking our feelings. The initiation word came up, an uncomfortable conversation, but it's going to be it's going to be necessary to move the relationship forward or to ensure the health of the relationship. I really can't make this stuff up. Scheduling a facilitator or a neutral party with that separation card on the bottom is giving me that somebody could be in court. There could be a separation going on, maybe divorce. There could be children involved. You can also gain support from free groups such as Emotions Anonymous, Codependence Anonymous, or I guess Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't know what AL. Anon. It's AL-ANON. I don't know why they did it like that, but anyway, it's just crazy to me that we were literally just talking about Breathe Ray. I hope you're still here because we literally were just talking about AA. I think this message is definitely for me tonight. Definitely. Let's read this honesty card from. I'm gonna go back to the soul's journey. Where's the book? And read this honesty card. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. It's funny because I follow a spiritual healer on Instagram, Indra's Botanicals. You probably have seen her. I really like her. I'm going to schedule a session with her soon. But I actually had posted a comment on one of her reels or videos months ago, and I'm still getting likes on that comment. And it is the worst person you can lie to is yourself. And sometimes we may not recognize it, but the worst person we can lie to is ourselves. But let's look at this honesty card. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Being truthful with others is a slippery business. You are expected to tell and expect to be told white lies. No one wants their feelings hurt, but sometimes a strong dose of reality is needed. No one can tell you definitively in what circumstances an untruth would be better, but honesty is usually the best policy. You and only you know in your heart when the right time is to be totally honest. The only time you must be absolutely truthful is when you are addressing yourself. You must at all times present yourself authentically to those around you. Only by being yourself do you draw in the people and circumstances that you need most to learn from. Mic drop. Only by being your authentic self do you bring in the people and circumstances ultimately for you to learn from and grow. All right, let's do a Rumi deck. Rumi is usually pretty long, but I think we deserve it. So let's do it. It's Saturday night and we here. This was great. They're always great. I'm just so thankful that I get the honor to do these kind of messages and help us heal and navigate through the dark times, the challenging times, and navigate through the obstacles that we all may deal with individually. Of course, we all have different obstacles, but we all have some similar obstacles too. All right, let's see what Rumi has for us tonight. This deck is these cards are so huge, so it makes them kind of hard. It makes it kind of hard to get them to pop out. Okay, Divine Discontent, number 12. Passion of the Wild Red Mother, number 36. The Human Gift, number 17. Beyond Death, Life, number 1. And Sacred Convergence, number 11. So, I think Sacred Convergence is the card. Number 1, because it has the number 11. The number 1 was already calling me. There's 1-1 going on right now on my screen. And when I saw the 1 Beyond Death, Life, which is that endings creating new beginnings kind of energy to me, I was like, okay, this probably will be the card. Hey, boo, you still here. This might be the card. And then right behind it was the Sacred Convergence, number 11. And I was talking earlier about union coming together, number 1 representing that. The year number of the year 2026 is 1. So because we get 2 here, and there's this Sacred Convergence where we get in this reciprocal kind of energy. Let's see what's on the bottom. I surge on the uprising wave of love, number 5 representing change. I'm going to read Sacred Convergence. It's going to probably be centered around partnership, coming together, and in being in alignment with the energies that we should be in alignment with. All right. So, these messages are a little lengthy, so I'll do my best. Sometimes I try to abbreviate. And these can be a little interesting read because they're just written, I don't know, they can be written a certain way. They're very wordy, but they are very beautiful messages. Okay. All right. Sacred Convergence, number 11. Roaming about town, the master was holding a light, saying, I am weary of the demons and the beast. A human is what I am longing for. The human cannot be found. We have searched. What cannot be found is what I am longing for. Although poor and needy, I will not accept small pieces of ruby. The mine of the finest rubies is what I am looking for. One hand holding a cup of wine, and the other the curls of the beloved. A dance like this in the middle of the circle is what I am longing for. Rumi. How I have longed for you, my very own. Look no further, for the family beyond your family, the relationship beyond all other relationships, the great love that unveils all other loves to be mere reflections of the one great and true love is here for you now. It is I who has sought you through the stirrings of your heart. Yes, 'twas I, hidden beneath every secret, yearning for something more, something full, something special, something all encompassing. Behind every yearning, always, I have hidden. Now I show myself to you, that you may become so filled with the same passionate devotion that I hold for you, that your mind will fall away, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity of love, toasted into an ocean of silent, unending bliss. Come to me, we are to be one now, in sacred convergence of silent, eternal passion. Sacred convergence indicates a coming together of souls in alignment with a greater cause. This greater cause is both personal and impersonal. There is an expect there's an aspect of joining together for common purpose, although that purpose may not be immediately obvious at a level of day-to-day consciousness. That common soul purpose may be to lift each other into greater love and self-belief, to shed fear and open the heart, filling each individual soul with more holy fire for its personal passionate purpose. You'll have a sense when this process is happening. There will be a coming together of you with like minded souls who hail from all walks of life, and yet together, through some invisible genius, you will help each other. You may simply be dancing in the same room, or singing in a group, attending a class or workshop, or just visiting the same beach or parkland. But at that moment, there will be a sense of something coherent and nourishing happening at a far greater level. The trickle down effect into your personal life will be felt too. You'll have more energy after spending time with these people, even if you don't interact very much on a personal level beyond being in the same space. You'll feel empowered to step forward on your path and love yourself with less conditions. You'll become freer to shed your fears, let go of relationships based in fear and judgment, and open up to those more loving, responsive, and inspiring to continue on your personal journey in increasingly profound ways. This oracle has come to you because you are a part of a greater sacred convergence happening now. Perhaps you have already sensed its progression, or perhaps it will not be obvious to you, but the effect, whether obvious or subtle, will be important to your soul development and divine awakening. You are being asked to drop defenses and barriers toward groups of people that feel good for you. However, those that dampen your spirits or drag you down are to be dispensed with, no matter what games of blame or manipulation they may play to keep you coming back for more! Exclamation point. No, That shall not do for your soul growth now. Just step away! Exclamation point. Turn toward those connections that feel nourishing to your soul and learn to share yourself without fear. Just be. You do not have to force the planets to spin, nor the great cycles of the soul to happen. All that is required is that you show up for what is offered to you now. Do your part, take your steps, dance, sing, and be, and allow the gifts of sacred connection to change your world. For this is the spiritual gift presented to you now. This oracle comes with a special message. Perhaps you've been thinking about shedding lower vibrational connections based in the ego world of power games, sabotage, manipulation, and fear. Perhaps you have already begun this process or even shed so many you are fearing you might have over pruned to be left with nothing and no one. Do not fear, feisty angel of love. Your truth is prevailing. You cannot stay in a vibration of fear if you want to dwell in a vibration of love. Whilst you learn to sustain that vibration within you until it cannot be rattled by any crisis or demand, you are wise to place yourself in more nourishing connections. If you want a plant to grow, why not give it the best soil and conditions in which to do so? Certainly, the plant of love can and will grow in the most inhospitable conditions, but it can be rather more joyful to grow in gentler, more nourishing conditions if possible. This oracle comes to you with a guidance that the possibility for more joyful relationships and growth of love within is in your power. You can choose each day, each moment. Just make a choice. Trust yourself, your discernment, and your intuition, and choose. You do not owe anyone anything. Repeat this law of karma. You only owe love the chance to grow. So let that be your guiding principle now as you release the old and trust that even if your garden of relationship becomes sparse for a while, you have been cutting back unhealthy plants to allow for new life to flourish. It is only a matter of time for the season of new life and growth to come again. And so it shall, bringing with it sacred convergence of souls on the path of love, your soul tribe, your soul family, your new tribe of those journeying upon the path of love. Baby, I could go on and on about the confirmations, but it's getting late. We're already pushing 2 hours. But fear and judgment came up, which also came out. Judgment on the bottom of the soul's journey deck here, and fear is down here. Here. I'm just so thankful and honored that God chose me to be a vessel for healing oracle messages and being able to have us so tapped in that we're ahead of ourselves and honestly we don't even need the cards. The cards are really confirmations. And the it's like the deeper and deeper we go, the more and more it just screams out, you got it. I mean, I was talking about all this reciprocity, karma, all these things. The car, like it's just I don't even want to talk anymore because I just feel like it's such a beautiful space to be in. So I'm just going to leave the energy there. I love you, but God loves you more. Always go within, so you never go without. And over here, we stay connected to the ones that sit high, look low, and see everything. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night, and I'll see you next week.